So my question actually spurred out reading Ashley's bio, but I guess it can be a question for all three of you. Is like currently for me, I'm a student at the University of Alberta, and within our community, like there's a lot of, oh, are we being entrepreneurs? Do we just pursue a degree, or do we do kind of both? So I guess when I was reading your bio, Ashley, because you have a Bachelor of Arts degree, but what you're doing right now has not necessarily like complete relation or direct relation. So I'm kind of wondering how all of you three like started building that credential without per se the traditional, like degree format and went from there.
That's a good question.
I guess I would say education's important, but not vital. It's a starting point, and if you can find an education where you can get a job that you're interested in going ahead, that's great, but it's not always the right path. I did go right into government after I graduated, and it was not the right path for me. I was fortunate that my family on my husband's side is very entrepreneurial, and my husband wanted to run his own business, and I decided that that was a path that I wanted to join. And honestly, you kind of just fly by the seat of your pants. If you think you're interested and you have a skill set that's valuable to the business, then do it. Like I said, I have a Bachelor of Arts with a psych major, but I'm also organized. I know how to run finances. I know how to talk to clients. So identifying the strengths in yourself that you think you can leverage that may or may not be from your education can help kind of push you in the right direction.
I'm definitely an advocate of higher education. I'm also a graduate from the U of A, but I did a degree in commerce. Very little what I do in my day-to-day has to do with what I learned in the classroom, but everything that I do every day has to do with what I learned on campus, right? So the networks that I built, the relationships that I earned, the skills that I gathered, all very applicable to my day-to-day as an entrepreneur. That being said, I was also hyper involved like as a student leader, and I started my first business in my second year of university. So I guess it comes back to what I was saying earlier, like don't wait. Just because you're in university doesn't mean that doesn't mean you can't start today. In fact, you're living like we do as entrepreneurs. You're eating a lot of ramen, you drink too much, and you're focused on doing really good things. So the best time to start is when you're in university.
Well, since no one else is doing it, I think that everyone should get a liberal arts degree. There's no other degree. But when I look back on school, I didn't know it at the time, but I have a BA and an MA, and my MA was focused on English literature and narrative and narratology, and I didn't realize until 10 years or 15 years later now that I'm actually doing that every day. That obsession that I had, that hot thing I loved, I'm actually doing it all the time because it was an obsession then and it remains an obsession now. So that's a lucky thing that came out of school that I never could have predicted. And the commerce side I've had to learn on my own. And as long as they're teaching in an MBA that people should say, we are maximizing aspirational management buy-in and the go forward for the triple bottom line, keep going, MBA. I can help.